Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. The most important news and editorial of the day that is relevant for both prelims and mains examination perspective of the civil services exam will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 21st of September. The first important news, that is National Conference of State Tourism Minister to provide a roadmap and decide a roadmap for the tourism in our country. Second, nutritional rating to appear on the food packet. Basically, जो भी food के nutritional contents regarding the fat, sugar content will be displayed on the packet. Third, RBI flag concern over the digital lending apps. We have seen a lot more cases and fraud and even the recovery due to which the problem is taking place. So some concern that was raised by the RBI. We'll see the detail about this as well. Fourth, southwest monsoon began early withdrawal in Rajasthan. And the last is an editorial, reform and the task of getting teacher on board. This is a case study kind of editorial where it basically the editorial describe about the Andhra Pradesh education system and the reluctance of teachers in adopting the new education policies. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based question, and these questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And before that, if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful for examination purposes, do not forget to press a like button. So starting the session with the first news, that is National Conference of State Tourism Minister, something relevant for your General Studies paper 2, that is government policies and intervention in the development of various sectors and issues arising from a design and implementation. So recently, a 3-day conference state tourism minister that began in Dharamsala in Himachal Pradesh. So you can see the images of the conference. It actually started from 18 till 20, right? So the National Tourism Conference saw the participations of tourism minister from the various state and the administrator of the UT and the senior central government official. Now, the Union Minister for Tourism urged all the states to share and adopt the best practices to boost the sector. And the minister has said that the state must organize a conference at state level, district level, and the department should improve and promote tourism in selected destination of the district and states. So basically, it's called for a bottom-up approach where tourism need to be promoted from each district, each states, even for any block level, whatever promotions can be done for the tourism should be promoted. Now, Dharamsala Declaration decide who is. Basically, what is this? This might be important for prelims examination, and even you can use it as an example in the mains paper also. The prelims or mains दोनों जगह पे relevant है. Now, the end of the 3-day conference, the tourism minister said that they have adopted Dharamsala Declaration, which set out a long-term and short-term goal for the country tourism sector. And Dharamsala Declaration called for a sustainable and responsible tourism, which can again be an important topic in your essay. Essay में directly आपसे sustainable or responsible tourism में essay भी पूछे जा सकते हैं. So make sure you have ample points to write the essay. Now, according to the declaration, India plans to position itself in a major tourist destination as it chaired G20. Basically, the forum, multilateral forum, an important forum. India will be chairing this in 2023, and this will definitely call for a lot more opportunities and tourism promotion in our country. The center plan to bring the necessary interventions, which include a reform. Basically, the travelers which will be coming to India, and even India look for the traveler-friendly migration facilities at airport, openness to international travelers. And these major topics were deliberated and discussed during the ongoing meeting, which was held in Shimla, basically in Dharamshala. Now, a roadmap for the tourism sector, what the government has decided. So the declaration called for a national tourism policy, which was drafted with the holistic visions, जहाँ पे ये कोशिश की गई है कि strategy बनाई जाए to revive the tourism sector. We have seen during COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown, this sector has not performed well and it was negatively performing, right? Now, the target is to contribute $1 trillion to the GDP by 2047. This is a roadmap for the government of India. And by 2024, the country is estimated to contribute around $150 billion to the GDP and 30 billion to the foreign exchange earning and 50 million foreign arrivals at the basically upcoming meetings, upcoming tourism summits, and the G20 summits. Now, India is estimated to grow at 7 to 9% compound annual rate in the coming decade. This is precisely for the tourism industries. 7 to 9% की growth anticipate की गई है. Now, the goal is expected to reach by 2030. The government has said that they'll be reaching and chasing this target by 2030. And former Niti Aayog CEO, who is also the G20 SIPRA, said that the state would focus on creating the infrastructure. Every single visitor coming to the summit should go back physically and spiritually elevated, because the experience would be such that all the destination that is India should definitely call for a tourism promotions and basically call for the foreign tourists to reach out their places. So these are some of the target that government of India is setting for the promotions of tourism in our country. Now, nutritional rating stars to appear on the food packet, relevant for General Studies Paper 2, issues related to development and management of health. So the Food Safety Authority of India, it's an apex food regulator body in our country. They have recently released their draft notifications for a front package labeling to discourage the consumer from buying a food which is high in sugar content, high in salt content, and high in fat content. And it will require the packing industries to have a star rating which is ranging from 0 to 5. So if you see an hypothetical example, suppose this is a packet, right? In the brand label, there will be a star labeling which will be mentioned depending upon the star, which is actually the food content, right? So किस तरह से star rating decide होगी, I'll tell you that also. So the draft notification come even as the health expert have questioned the star rating system, contending that the warning symbol of the food high content with sugar, salt, and fat is more likely to discourage people from consuming. Now, talking about the star rating, the nutritional star rating hogi, that will vary from 0 to 5. So 5 is something which is the healthiest in number. अगर आपने 5 star देखी है, that means that that particular food item is 5. And if it is a half star, basically there will be no 0 star. Either it is a half star, right? So half star अगर है, so that means it is unhealthy food, right? So like the star system for energy, if जिस तरह से electronics items में star rating होती है, if you buy any like electronic durables like AC, even if you can buy for fridge, washing machine, you check the star rating so that the power consumption is being calculated. Accordingly, यहाँ पे INR रखी गई है, that stand for India Nutritional Rating, which will carry a star rating from 0 to 5. Ideally 0 is nothing, but this is half in number, right? Now, energy and content details has to be there in the packet. So as per the draft notification, the food item will be giving a score based on their contributions of energy and the content of saturated fat, which will also include sugar content, sodium content, fruit and vegetables, nuts, legumes, millets, dietary fiber, protein per 100 gram of the solid and 100 ml for the liquid foods. तो जो criteria है, basically अभी भी जो criteria वो 100 ml या फिर 100 grams पे ही होती है. Now the Indian nutritional rating that has an overall nutrition profile, packing की बात करें अगर half star rating से start होगी, that is unhealthy, and 5 star something which is healthiest. So more the star, the food is better for to consume for the human needs, and the nutrition is also on the higher side. The logo should be displayed close proximity to the brand name. जहाँ पे brand name होगी उसके आसपास में ही logo रखने की बात की गई है. And the product will be packed in the front side. These labeling would be done on the front side of the packet. And apart from this, there's a food safety compliance system, which Food Safety Authority of India has envisaged and designed. So to generate the star logo for the product, the food business have to submit the nutritional profile of the particular product, and they will be looking into the aspect of food safety compliance system, जहाँ पे portal में सारी details देनी होगी, and once it is verified, the label would be given to them. So carbonated beverages without any energy or sugar will not be eligible for the declaration of the rating according to the notifications. Now, RBI flagged concern over the digital lending app, something relevant for General Studies Paper 3, that is Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization, resource growth and development. So the Reserve Bank of India governor has flagged concern about the mushrooming digital lending app, pointing to the need for regulation of the entities and increase its oversight. So basically, जिस तरह से regulations की बात की जाए, still there is a basically leniency that is there, and this particular topic is very much important for your mains paper. Mains में आपसे analysis question पूछे जा सकते हैं that what things are required, right? So speaking at the Global Finvest Festival Summit, which was organized by the National Payment Corporation of India, Mr. Santi Kardas, who is a Reserve Bank governor, he said that the apps have served need for the various segments. Some of them has also raised concern around malicious interest and unethical recovery practices and the data privacy issues. Talking about the data recovery, or you can say about the loan recovery precisely. तो लोन रिकवरी में कई बार ऐसे केसेस रिपोर्ट हुए हैं जहाँ पे डेथ पे रिपोर्ट की गई. रिसेंटली वन केसेस वर रिपोर्टेड फ्रॉम झारखंड वेयर द विमेन हैज डाइड बिकॉज ऑफ द लोन दैट शी हैज ड्रॉन फॉर द ट्रैक्टर एंड शी हैज नॉट मेड द रीपेमेंट नहीं की गई थी, जिसकी वजह से जो बेसिकली कलेक्टर्स थे, जो लोन रिव्यूअर्स थे, दे हैव taken some harsh action and which has ultimately led to the death of a woman. So जो loan recovery है by the parent company, it's very an unethical practice that is being done, and this practice has even called for a concern for the Reserve Bank of India. Now guidelines on digital lending की अगर बात करें, in September the Central Bank of India has come up with a guideline on digital lending which stated that aims to protect the borrowers, allowing the loan dispersal and the repayments to be executed only between the borrower's account and regulated entities. कोई third party को यहाँ पे allow नहीं किया जाएगा for collection. The bank who has given the loan or the entity to whom you have given the loan for the individual will be only responsible. So these two will be the only person to get in the involvement of the repayment. No third party will be allowed. Right? Now moving to the other part, that is the regulatory norms aims to balance the customer protections and business conduct on the hand and support innovations for the other. So definitely these guidelines on digital lending in near future will be implemented very soon, and it will definitely call for more regulation so that these things are avoided in our country. Now, the RBI governor noted that the need of the hour is to ensure safety assurance of the process, where green lighting, that is the whistleblowing and due diligence with the regulated entities, is essentially required. RBI, in association with the relevant agencies, is taking steps to address the issues and take further step that is necessary to ensure that the compliances made by RBI and the rules and norms that is set by RBI for the collection of loan has to be followed by each and every entity. Now the governor's statement, the RBI governor's statement has assumed importance in the wake of the incident which is taking place. There are a lot more incidents that has been reported with regards to the loan collections. Now talking about the other fraud that is happening in the lending apps. So police says that it has not challenge for them to map an inward out of the money. Mostly management of all loan apps is a gambling. अगर बात करें cases is from China, Singapore, Indonesia, 87 crore frozen different bank account has been dealt by the Hyderabad police, and there are many cases that is being reported across the country. So for you as an individual, you need to caution for all your debit card, credit card. Never click on a link and never share your OTP and CVV numbers. Now, Southwest monsoon begins early withdrawal in Rajasthan, important for General Studies Paper 1, that is important geographical phenomena such as earthquakes, tsunami, volcanic activities, cyclone, and many others. So according to the Indian Meteorological Department, it says that the southwest monsoon rainfall has started to withdraw from the parts of Rajasthan and Kutch. This is what confirmation coming from the Indian Meteorological Department. And it says that so far 7% more rain was recorded from that period to normalcy. And basically the time between this rainfall is 1st of June till September 20. Now the normal range या average range की बात करें, the withdrawal from the southwest Rajasthan was actually September 17. Now, what are the conditions that is there for the withdrawal of monsoon? So according to Indian Meteorological Department or even for the meteorological conditions that is there, तो withdrawal of monsoon के लिए कुछ meteorological conditions है जो mandatory होती हैं. And these conditions which is being discussed here is very important for your prelims examination. UPSC might directly ask a question on these conditions. The first and foremost condition that there should be an anti-cyclone circulations, which means that the dry air that is opposite to the cyclone. The second important condition, that is the absence of rain in the past 5 days. And third is water vapor imaginary, indicating the dry weather conditions over the region. So if these three conditions are met, this call for the withdrawal of monsoon from the region. Now, monsoon withdrawals की अगर बात करें, the monsoon withdrawal is a long draw process that extends into mid-October. And according to the IMD, it considers September 30 to be the final day of the monsoon season in our country. Now, the rain after this is categorized as the post-monsoon rainfall. And the September rainfall is so far has been 11% more than the usual, following the trend in the recent year that is seeing excess rainfall in the month that marks the warning of the monsoon. Now, most of the rain, however, has been in the southern peninsula and central India, which has seen 29 and 33% increase. So this is specifically for southern India and this is for the central India, right? And the northwest, eastern and northeastern part of the country has registered a deficit of 4 to 17% of the normal rainfall. Now, looking into the other aspect, uneven spread की अगर बात की, पंजाब में अगर देखा जाए, Punjab is a state which has this time they have the deficit close to 21%. Uttar Pradesh has a deficit in the rainfall that is 37%. Bihar has a deficit of rainfall of 30%. Manipur 48% and Jharkhand have also seen the deficit of 20%. So these are the states and the color code which denotes normal, excess and large rainfall. So in a country we have variations among the rainfall. Now moving to the editorial of the day, reform and the task of getting teachers on board, relevant for General Studies paper 2, that is issues related to development and management of education and human resources. Now this editorial focuses upon the theme that is preparing teachers for the new education policies and what are the subheads that I'll be discussing with you in this editorial to make you understand in an easy fashion. So first is objection of the reform. Basically क्या objectives है, just to correct what are the objective of the reforms, reluctancy by the teachers, issues over the biometric attendance and conclusion. So some background, basically अगर education system की बात करें, this example has been taken from Andhra Pradesh or you can use it as a case study also. So the education system in Andhra Pradesh is changing rapidly and the slew of reform that has been asserted by the incumbent government in Andhra Pradesh, they are working towards improving the overall structure, but there are some challenges also that has to be taken care of. Now the aim is to ensure that the children have access to quality educations, equitable and inclusive classroom, taking into the account of diverse background from the different academic and abilities. Now, what is the objective of this reform which Andhra Pradesh government is taking with? So the objective is to shift the focus from the content retentions to building a critical thinking and problem solving abilities to the students, making the learning process more experimental, holistic, integrated, inquiry driven and enjoyable in nature. To do this, the government is redefining the task and training the patterns and professional development modes of teacher will also be developed. Now, reluctancy by teachers, जो नई reform आई है, which is also aligned with the national education policy, इसको NEP भी कहते हैं, जो NEP के साथ aligned है, उसको लेकर के teachers ने अपनी reluctancy और skepticism भी दिखाई है. Basically talking about the other part, they argue that the restructuring program called for merger of class 3 to 5 to the primary schools with the high school will further contribute the dropout rate and it will deprive the large population of students who live in the remote area and the tribal pockets of the education. ये कहना है teachers का, but again we have to wait to get the data, right? And they also said that the government has ordered 117 on the reappointment of teachers and staff, which will only increase their workload in addition to the sinkering of teaching post. Now, issues over biometric attendance. This is again a concern that was raised by teachers. So, the new app-based attendance system is a pilot project that was rolled out by the government in August, and the state-run school, Andhra Pradesh government ने release की. And teacher will have to be present in the school while recording their attendance. एक यूनिफाइड डिस्ट्रिक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम बनाई जाएगी जो कि लिंक्ड होगी मैट्रिक से, उनके बायोमेट्रिक डेटा से. एंड इट विल प्रोवाइड बेसिकली एट प्रेजेंट अटेंडेंस जो है वो उस ऑफिशियल के बारे में एसएमएस के थ्रू जो वहाँ के डीईओ होंगे, जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट एजुकेशन ऑफिसर्स होते हैं, उनको रिपोर्ट की जाएगी वेदर दैट टीचर इज प्रेजेंट और नॉट. Now, parent will also receive an SMS update about the children's arrival and departure from the school. So this is mostly, it has been practiced for a couple of years. जो private schools हैं वहाँ पे इस तरह के message के system है. Now, the introductions of face recognition by the school education department has asked the teachers to download the app in their mobile phone and mark their attendance on daily basis, right? Citing the virtual security reasons, जो टीचर्स यूनियन है दे रिफ्यूज कर रहे हैं दैट द इंस्ट्रक्शन दैट हैज बीन गिवन बाय द स्टेट्स दे आर बाइकॉटिंग बिकॉज दे वांट कि जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है वो उनको वैसे डिवाइस दे जो कि एक स्पेसिफिक काम के लिए ही दी गई है. दे शुड नॉट बी यूजिंग देयर ओन मोबाइल फोन और सेल फोन, राइट? एंड दिस अटेंडेंस इज बीइंग रिकॉर्डेड यूजिंग द आधार इनेबल्ड बायोमेट्रिक अटेंडेंस सिस्टम. Now, to conclude this part, teachers are the center to change the education system. Definitely, a bigger role has to be played by teachers, and we have to ensure that teachers are taken into trust by the government, right? Because they will only have to execute the real things, and they cannot be left out on the realm of the reform is underway. हमें इनके जो concerns हैं उसे भी ध्यान देनी होगी. And the government could perhaps think of employing effective motivation if needed, a small case incentivizations to find the middle ground and make the partner in recognizing the journey. तो जिस तरह की ज़रूरतें टीचर्स को हैं हमें उसे भी एड्रेस करनी होगी. We need to take the concern, we need to address it and find a middle path so that the actual executions of the national education policy is being implemented और उसके जो results हैं वो longer run में काफ़ी positive हों. This is how you can conclude your answers. Now, moving to the MCQ questions of the day, before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday questions. For first question, the correct option was C. For second question, the correct option C. Today's MCQ for practice, basic about inflation. आपको बताना है inflation measure the average price in the basket of the commodity service over time. Inflation is an indicative of the degrees in the purchasing power of the unit and the country's currency. So do check it out for the correct option. Second is about the Great Indian Bustard. Great Indian Bustard, one of the heaviest flying bird in the world. And the bird happened to be the state bird of Madhya Pradesh. If you know, it's well and good. If not, you have to check about the Great Indian Bustard. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis, followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.